Hi, this is Chris for Tech Times, and today we have Mr. Rich Rodgers, the Senior Vice President and Head of Products for Incorta. He's here today to help us better understand Incorta's newest software, Incorta Mobile. But first, Rich, allow me to congratulate you on being named the 2021 Cool Vendor in Analytics and Data Science by Gartner Inc.
Thank you, Chris. That's actually really exciting for us as well. So I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Cool. So since this is a world's first platform, could you possibly explain Incorta Mobile in the simplest of terms for our viewers who may not be as well versed in the field of data analytics?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And so the mobile piece is really just making the value of Incorta available to everybody, right? Everybody has a mobile device. Not everybody sits at their computer for large parts of the day. People are on the go. And so the mobile platform brings the value of Incorta to all users, no matter where they are, as long as they have a mobile device. And that mobile device can be an iOS or Android operating system. It can be a smartphone. It can be a tablet, what have you. So the short of it is that the mobile piece allows us to reach just a broader user base and get analytics, the value of analytics in the hands of everybody. And why don't I, if it's okay with you, I'll give the viewers a little bit of insight into what Incorta actually does and why getting that value in the hands of everybody is exciting. And so Incorta is an analytics platform, right? And there's every company today wants to use their data and do analysis on it to make better decisions, right? Both on what's happened in their company and also what is going to happen, and then adjust for better results, right? And that's really what business analytics is all about. And Incorta really takes a new approach to business analytics. And the way Incorta is different is, unlike traditional analytics platforms where there's many sources of data, and that data is typically transformed and aggregated and summarized and then put into a data warehouse, and then the data warehouse is accessed, and then you create analytics on top of that. That is a traditional approach. That is lengthy, it is time consuming, and it's very hard to get detailed data, because when data is aggregated, summarized, or transformed, it loses some of that detail. So Incorta took a different approach. And what Incorta does, we have something called the Data Direct platform. And the Data Direct platform goes at massive volumes of data in many data sources. It gets the data directly at its source in its detailed form. No need to transform or aggregate. We take the volume of data in its form, the detailed form it's in, and we bring it into Incorta. We compress it, we put it in memory, and then we access it extremely fast. So we've eliminated that entire process of transformation and aggregation, and bring the data to the user in a very fast way in its detailed form. And the detailed form is very important, because that way you have the ability to drill down on data, right? And really get to the level of detail that you need. And that's just not possible with today's, with the traditional systems that people are using today for business analytics. So that really is the difference in Incorta. We can handle many different data sources. In fact, we have connectors to over 250 data sources. We have blueprints that have pre-configured ways to get at the data, whether it's an ERP system or a line of business system or a popular database or data warehouse. We get at that data regardless of where it is, bring it in its detailed form, and do the analytics right on that detailed data and make it available to the user. So that's the value of Incorta in general, and at a summary level, of course. But the mobile piece, which we're really excited about, then takes all that great analytics that our users are getting already, and then makes it available to the mobile user, right? So whether, again, whatever device they're on, they don't have to be at their computer, in their office to get the data. So we're really excited about it. Our customers are really excited about it because now they can get the same value on their phones and on their tablet devices and so forth. And you know, it's done in a native way so that all the gestures that you would expect on your tablet or smartphone, right? The pinch and zoom, the ability to dig into and click and tap, and the tooltips that come up. It's all part of the application, because we did do it in the native operating systems for those devices.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I watched the video, and I think you've integrated augmented reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very cool feature.
Yeah, and you know, I've been around a number of different business analytics vendors for a long time, and there's mobile solutions out there. The augmented reality that Incorta has is different, right? It is a very exciting feature. And when you think of augmented reality, a lot of people think of gaming and, you know, other types of things, right? But augmented reality in the business sense for business analytics is actually pretty exciting as well, because, you know, a lot of times you'll get an analytic insight, right? A graph or a bubble chart or something like that, and it becomes crowded, right? And especially on a mobile device, when the visual real estate is limited, it becomes difficult at times to really, even with the pinch and zoom and drilling in. We've all experienced this in just everyday, you know, websites and so forth on our phone. But, you know, drilling down and getting to that particular insight, it becomes difficult. Well, with augmented reality, it adds another dimension to it, because you can twist and turn and really get to the point of data that you want to look at and drill into that in detail. And so it's provided for a lot more flexibility in people's ability to get to the data that they want and the analysis that they want with the insights that we already provide. And that is unique to Incorta. I haven't seen anybody else implement the augmented reality. The other thing it sets us up for the future when, you know, I think everybody's heard of, you know, what we hope to be coming very soon, right, is, you know, whether it's Apple glasses or other types of augmented reality, where, you know, whether it's on your glasses or the windshield of, you know, whatever you may be looking at, the actual visualizations with augmented reality, they can appear right there for you. So we are looking into the future and seeing that as a possibility too. So it's all in the spirit of getting analytics to people in a way that they want to see them, and in a way that they can get the data they need and make the decisions they need for the analytics that they're doing for their company.
Right. So you mentioned about the customer satisfaction aspect of the who would you say what sector would you say would benefit the most from Incorta Mobile?
Yeah. Well, from Incorta Mobile, so business analytics is required for every company in every industry, right? So it really is ubiquitous across, and we have customers that range from, you know, every industry and every geography. But when you talk about mobile, you know, mobile is where, you know, it's for people on the go, right? It's for people on the go. And it's also for people who want that information very quickly and be able to look at it and make a decision or see what's going on in their company so that they can move forward. So we see it as very applicable to roles that are on the road, of course, sales, right? Of course, in services, right? And in industries where you have a mobile workforce, people out there, you know, in the field doing work, right? So whether you're a manufacturing company and you have people on the shop floor or in a warehouse, or you're a, you know, utility company where you have people, you know, out there in the field working, those types of roles for sure, right? And salespeople in every company, right? Anyone who has a product that sells it, you're always, you know, going from customer to customer on the road, and you want analytics sometimes on that customer, and, you know, sometimes on other deals that you may be working with. The other thing that's really nice for is executives, right? Executives who are, moving from meeting to meeting. Of course, most of us are still in our homes like you and I are today. But when things get back to normal, we're going to be moving from meeting to meeting in our offices, and executives who are on the go, can't sit at their computer all day. They can't open up their laptop and log in. They want it on their tablet or their iPhone, and so those are the types of personas that we see. So you asked about which industry. Hopefully, I answered that in the industries where there's a mobile workforce, but executives in any industry.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So going back to the beginning, what inspired this platform?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, and we're talking. I'll answer the question in two ways. What inspired Incorta was seeing that traditional problem that I kind of explained to you and the group earlier, where every company needs business analytics, right? And every company was challenged with that traditional approach, right, of creating a single repository of all their different data sources, right? And inevitably there are many different data sources in any company, right? And those data sources, you have to bring them all together. You have to curate the data, and then you have to, likely transform or aggregate it, and then you do your analytics. And that is just a time-consuming process, and it wasn't serving the needs of the business. It was too lengthy. The data was out of date. Depending on what time you looked at it, it may be stale, or you might have a different result than somebody else because at the timing that you looked at it, and that is not a recipe for success. So there's a better way, right? And so Incorta was invented by some folks who recognized that and had worked in the technology industry and in this area for quite some time. And they had a brilliant idea of how they could get the data in its detailed form, right, at the volumes that it had from all these different data sources and bring it together, right? And so that's why it was invented. It was really to solve that problem of getting analytics at scale from large data sets in many sources to the end users very quickly. Right. And so what we have is we have some of the largest companies. Of course, we have all different size companies, but we can handle very, very large data sets and really decrease not only the implementation time, but the time getting that data from its raw form to analysis to its end users very, very quickly. When we talk about mobile, it's interesting. And I learned this myself because I wasn't one of the founders of Incorta, but when Incorta was first started, that's when mobile was kind of people were developing software for mobile devices, thinking that mobile was the way of the future, right? Well, everyone's going to have an iPad, nobody's going to have a laptop anymore. It's all going to be mobile devices, right? And so it was developed with that in mind. And actually, the first Incorta app was fully enabled on a tablet device, and that was important because the design paradigm that they had was suited for and intentionally built for tablet devices and mobile devices. That never really, as much as we use our tablets today and our smartphones today, people still use their laptops, right? I mean, we still need desktop access to our information. So the great thing is that because we started that way, that was built into the DNA of the Incorta product, and that's why we have some very cool things in the mobile arena, like the augmented reality and some other stuff.
Okay, right, cool. Yeah, so okay, for these companies that want to utilize your platform or your product, at what point in a company's growth would you suggest really jumping on board with Incorta?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think it's going to vary based on the company. One of the nice things about Incorta is we offer it's fully enabled on the cloud, right? It's a cloud platform, and we have individuals that are using Incorta, right? You can literally go to our website right now and sign up for a free trial and use it for free for some 30 days right now. And if you want to continue that, you just let us know. And we have very small individuals using it. We have inevitably companies who say, yeah, well, this is great, we want to expand our use, and so they grow and they opt into a paid version. But because it's on the cloud, we have the ability to scale very easily, right, and elastically. So you may start slow with a very small environment need. The environment doesn't need to be very large in the machinery that's running Incorta. And then as you grow and you get more data sources and more users, with a click of a button, you simply move up, in machine size so that we can maintain the performance that you need and handle the data loads. So at what point does a company need analytics? Like I said before, every company needs analytics, but they got to have data first, right? So, you have to amass a certain amount of data to make analytics interesting, unless you're looking at external data, right? Which of course is so voluminous. It depends on, if you're looking at demographics or whatnot, in out in the publicly available data. But most companies I see that get to a certain level of maturity where they have enough data, they need to analyze it, they understand they need to make decisions. I mean, to an extent, when you're first starting, analysis is pretty easy because there's not a lot of data and dimensions to that data that need to be analyzed. But inevitably, as you grow, that becomes more and more difficult. And as smart as we are, our human brains can only handle so many columns in a spreadsheet and so many dimensions in a pivot table before it becomes difficult to make sense of. The other thing too is the predictive side of it. And so AI and machine learning right now is very prevalent in the industry, right? And companies are using it. BI, business intelligence and analytics, traditionally has been rear view mirror, right? Looking at what has happened, right? And trying to figure out, what has happened, why it happened, and then what to do next. Well, the what to do next part has really become now much more attainable with machine learning and data science. And so Incorta has embraced that too. We offer some native capabilities right in the product, but we also integrate to things like notebook interfaces, whether it's Python or R or Scala. You can use different machine learning languages, as well as machine learning tools, data science tools that we integrate with to take, because Incorta has a very large set of the company's data in its detailed form, and detailed form is really what's needed for accurate data science, right, and machine learning. So it's a natural place to integrate data science and machine learning in, because of the volume of data we have. And now companies can look at the future of what does predict what's going to happen, and then make adjustments accordingly so that they can get better outcomes for their businesses. So I think machine learning and data science is really like I said, it's there today, and people are using it to their benefit. And Incorta has embraced that too, and put it right into our product.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and for people that may be leaning towards your platform after this discussion we've had, what can you say about the security? Of course, my major concern would be the security side.
Yeah.
So is all your data, everything is here within this platform, is my data secure?
Yeah, no doubt. And every customer will have that concern, right? Nobody wants to put their data at risk, right? And so, 10 years ago, right, I think we all know that companies in specific industries were very reticent or nervous about bringing all their data to the cloud, right? That has changed, right? The cloud now has a lot of security protocols, a lot of regulations. They put a lot of things in place. We do run on the public clouds. We are, the SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. We do comply with all the security standards and have an entire information security, set of standards that we have to work to that is commonplace, right? So we work with companies who, have that sensitive data and are very concerned about it. And we work, with them and with our cloud supplier to make sure it's secure. So we do, all the standard penetration testing and so forth, and make sure we're up to date on the latest protocol. So I would say that we're as secure as any software solution on the cloud today. So that is definitely something that we pride ourselves on and make sure that that companies understand, and we go through all the protocols and compliance and continue to do the testing that we need to do on a regular basis.
Okay, great. And I understand that you recently collaborated with Tableau. I'm sorry if I'm messing
No,
that
not at
name.
all.
Could you expand a little on what this means for both companies and
Yeah.
how consumers will benefit from this partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, there are a number of different analytics tools out there in the industry, right? And Tableau is a fantastic visualization tool, right? And what Tableau users need to leverage and take advantage of that great visualization is they need trusted data, right? They need data that is accurate, that is trusted, and from a variety of their data sources. And if they can get it in a detailed form, it just gives them that much more ability to drill down and look at the data. And Tableau is very popular in the marketplace, and they've done a great job. It's been a very successful analytics tool. So although in Incorta, we have our own analytics layer, our own visualization layer, right, with insights and dashboards and so forth, we realize that there's a lot of Tableau users out there, and we have a rich data set of that detailed data that we can make available to those Tableau users. So we've partnered with Tableau. We've created a connector so that Tableau users for free can download that connector. It's certified by Tableau, and they can access the Incorta data. Right. So if they're an Incorta customer, they simply download that connector, and they can use Tableau to get right at their data, which is very exciting for them. And let's face it, right? We'd love people to use our visualization layer, and they do, and it's very good. But very, very few companies. I would say I would challenge anyone to find a company that has just one BI visualization tool. Right. Look, we all have Excel, right? And many of us, many companies, all the companies I've worked with, if they have Tableau, they might have Tableau. They'll also use, the Incorta, visualization layer, and maybe one or two others. So we want to partner. We want to make sure that the data we have in Incorta, the ability to get at that detailed data in its high volume, very fast. We want to make sure that users get it, regardless of what interface they're using for the visualization. And Tableau, being one of the premier ones in the marketplace today, was a smart partnership. And I think they're excited about it too, because it just adds more value to the users who are using Tableau.
Right. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what can we expect from Incorta so let's say what's coming down the pipeline?
Yeah. So like I said before, I've been at a lot of different places and a lot of different BI companies. And one of the reasons I joined Incorta is because I think they have something really special. I do think that, the way that they're getting at the data in its detailed form and its volume, we've said this a number of times now, is unique, right? It is different, right? It doesn't require that traditional way of creating a data warehouse and doing all that. It's very timely. It's very efficient. There's a lot of momentum at Incorta. We have a great roster of brand name customers in all different industries and all different sizes. The product is doing great. Our customers are satisfied. I think you're going to see a lot more. And look, a lot of people don't know who Incorta is, and I think that's going to change. Right, that's going to change. We're doing a lot of exciting things with the product. The company's growing. We're getting recognition from you guys, from Gartner as a cool vendor, like we talked about. A number of different other analysts we're talking to on a daily basis. I think you're going to see a lot more of Incorta, and I hope that very soon it will become recognized as for what we should be recognized, which is a premier business analytics, data analytics platform.
Okay, that's perfect. That was the perfect segue to my next question. It worked out perfectly.
All right.
So what would you say sets Incorta apart, minus the world's first platform, from other data companies such as a Microsoft or an IBM or an Oracle?
Yeah. Well, if you look at those companies, so we specialize, right? This is the only thing we do, right? This is the only thing we do. Those companies do a lot of different things, right? And they have some great products, no doubt. This is the only thing we do, and we do it in an open way, right? Your data sources can be in Microsoft SQL Server, they can be in an Oracle database, they can be in EBS, they can be in NetSuite. It doesn't matter. We specialize in being open and being able to access all the data sources that you have, right? And so we're focused on being open, and we're specialized and only focused on the data analytics platform, right? That's where we are different. And those other companies are still using the old traditional approach, right? And so the approach Incorta takes is unique and new and different. And it's as we talked about before, it's just a different way that's much more efficient, expeditious, and retains the detailed information that customers need to do proper analytics.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay, so one last question. Thinking about it from a reader's perspective again, or a viewer's perspective. Do you, Mr. Rich Rodgers, use Incorta Mobile in your company on a daily basis? And if so, what kind of, have you seen like the benefit? Like, I mean, there's an obvious benefit.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you elaborate a little bit for us on what it's
Yeah, for sure. Yes, of course. And at Incorta, we do drink our own champagne. We do use it. We use it for many different purposes, actually. We have quite a few cloud, customers on the cloud. And so we're always looking at statistics on the usage and the performance, and making sure that, our customers are getting the right service and performance, and their environments are using. So we use it for that. We also use it, we integrate to some of our other systems, like Salesforce, right? To look at our customers and the accounts and how things are going. We of course use it in our Office of Finance, right? To look at, how sales is doing, and what the revenue forecasts are, and so forth. So we use it for a number of different ways. And myself, I'm focused quite a bit on the product side of the house, right? As you'd expect. And so I'm looking at, how the releases are trending, if we're having, what issues customers are reporting, right? All the different things, the metrics that you would expect in a products organization, right? The mobile piece has really helped me because, again, I don't have to sit here, in my home office, which, thankfully, we're starting to be able to get out and walk around a bit. I don't have to sit here and just do and look it up on my web browser, right? And so I can access it on my tablet and on my phone. And of course, I'm playing with this stuff all the time because, as products come out, I'm testing them. I'm looking at them and making sure that they're to the standards that they need to be. So yes, I'm a common and frequent user of Incorta, but it's great because I can get the same value in the analytics that I on my phone that I could sitting in front of my desk. So
right. So there you have it, folks. He's not just the senior vice president; he's also a client.
That's right.
So when I was doing research on the product, the earliest mention I could find was, I think, early 2020. So how long would you say that this has been in development? I mean, has it been a labor of love for 5, 10 years, or?
Yeah, and you're talking about the mobile piece or
Yeah,
Incorta in general?
the mobile piece in
Yeah,
particular.
so Incorta was founded in 2013, and like I said, it was developed originally with the iPad, or sorry, a tablet device as and it was the iPad back then, right? I mean, that's what it was. So with tablet devices in mind as kind of the premier primary interface, right? So there was a lot done then, and then then there was a natural shift to say, hey, it also has to be available on a web browser, that's on a machine, whether it's a laptop or a desktop or what have you. The mobile has been around actually for some time. We did, but things like the augmented reality, that wasn't in the original release. I mean, that wasn't even around back then, right? Or it was just to a very small degree. There actually was. So we invested in, we're building out the platform, right, from 2013 into and over the next several years. And there was a time when there was an acquisition of an engineering company that actually we were looking at them for more engineering resources, right, because we were growing and we needed more engineering horsepower. So we manpower. We acquired the company, and not by accident by any means, but they also had a very rich experience with augmented reality, and they had done some things that were very unique, and that really did instantiate the augmented reality that is in our device today, right? So the release on the reason we're making a big deal about mobile right now is just it's been around for a while. But now the augmented reality is in, which is a big deal. We released Incorta 5 not too long ago. In fact, earlier this year, which was a big release for us. And so it's just kind of the coming together and bringing everything together in one full release. And we've made a lot of changes and advances in the product over the last several years. But mobile has been around for a while. Augmented reality was new by virtue of the acquisition of that company a few years ago. And so now we're just kind of bringing it to market again, along with the Incorta 5 release.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Incorta 5. Can you give us a little information on that, please?
Yeah. Incorta 5 introduced a lot of updates to the product. One of the things we pride ourselves on is making it very easy for customers to use who aren't experts in analytics, right? So people who are casual users who just want to look at the analytics, but we've invested a lot in the user experience. A nice drag and drop paradigm. Very easy to understand your data structures and bring them together and create insights and dashboards that you can use. And then once you have an insight or a dashboard, being able to adjust it, right? If you want to look at a particular insight a different way, change the charting type, change the graph, we've made it very easy to make those adjustments, right? So and connecting to more data sources, we're always doing that. Increasing performance, we're always doing that. And you saw the announcement with the partnership with Tableau. So, there's more and more of this going on. So Incorta 5 was a lot of advancements in performance, and also the ability to make it much easier for a casual business user to get the value they need without requiring deep expertise in data modeling and so forth.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Rich, I think that's about all I have for you. If there's anything you would like to put out for Incorta, I know I'll personally be keeping an eye on Incorta, because honestly, this is the first time like you said, it's not a very popular company as of yet.
Yep.
But I will definitely be keeping an eye on Incorta, and even have those moments like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hope you do. And look, I appreciate the time. I really do think you and the world is going to hear a lot more about Incorta very soon. There's a lot of exciting things going on besides us amassing customers rapidly. The company is growing. You'll see some announcements, about that, the company growth and so forth. So we are definitely headed in the right direction with a lot of momentum. And I would just, ask everybody else to definitely keep an eye on us, and give it a try. Go log into go to our website. We have I mentioned that free trial that you can sign up for. Give it a shot, right? Whether you have data in an Excel file or in a database, you want to load up and try, or even if you don't have data, we have sample data there for people to use and experience it. So we'd love people to give it a shot, give us feedback, and I hope we talk again soon, and we're talking about a lot of the continued success that we're having.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for you guys. Honestly, I'm excited to watch the company grow. It's a very exciting time right now, especially. And actually, I was a little thrown back when I read that it was a world's first platform.
Yeah,
it's like it's 2021 and we still have world's firsts.
That's right.
So kudos on that one. That's impressive this day and age to actually have something in the tech field that's a world's first.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. And I think, like I said, I think it's going to be a good ride going forward.
Okay, awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time, Rich, and hopefully we talk again soon.
Yeah, likewise. And anybody in the audience who sees the written or video format of this, if they have any questions, find me and we'll answer them for you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Rich.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right.